Today, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 pops I wish existed but don't. Let's get into it. What is up, YouTube? Benjamin from Retro Marmot Collectibles here. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a new channel, so I really appreciate any views that I can get. You guys are awesome, and like I said, thanks for being here. So let's get into it. My top 5 pops that I wish existed. Number 5 is actually a game that I have enjoyed so much. Now that being said, while I have enjoyed it, I've actually raged probably harder playing this game than any other game I've played.
I'm about to lose my freaking mind!
That game is Hollow Knight. I can imagine some pretty amazing pops. I feel like Hollow Knight, just the way it's designed, this almost cartoonish, also has that dark element to it. I think it would just transfer into a pop so well. I will try and pop some pictures up to show some concept art of what this pop would look like, and also the other pops as well. How cool would it be if we had a Hollow Knight pop? That way I could wake up every single morning and look at this wall of all my favorite pops and see Hollow Knight and be reminded of how furious I was every time I tried to beat the Mantis Lords and couldn't, and it took me 3 days. Yeah. Wow, that's a bad memory. Wow, has that game made me rage.
Or I'm gonna lose my freaking mind!
Hollow Knight Hornet, I think is that second character's name. I should probably know that, especially since that second game is going to be coming out, which I'm really excited for. Plus, they could make a whole plethora of just different bosses that you fight throughout the game. I mean, I could imagine the bigger bosses having larger pops, and you could do so many different variants of it. You could even do a version of Hollow Knight where it's just the little ghost that pops up when he dies. I think these pops would just have so much charm and would actually fit really well into a pop form. So I would love to see Hollow Knight pops. Now coming in at number 4, we actually have a franchise that I think a lot of people are probably going to be bugged that I don't have higher up on the list. Please don't just tear me apart for this, but it's something I'm excited for, but maybe just not number 1, and that is Nintendo properties, more specifically Mario Bros. As well as Zelda. I have been really into Tears of the Kingdom recently. It's an incredible game, and there is so much potential for pops with that. I know, though, I'm not going to get into this. You could do a whole video on this alone. Nintendo is protective of their IP. We know it. But I can still imagine things like all of the different armor sets with Link from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. All the bossy fights like Ganondorf or Calamity Ganon, or even like Maboklins or Maboklins or Bokoblins, whatever the heck they're called in the game. I don't know. I have no idea. There's so many of them. There is endless potential with what you could do with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Now, that's not even touching on all of the games that came out before that, like the original Zelda games that were on the NES, or even Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, the one where he plays the thing and he goes back in time, and then the other one where he changes the seasons, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. There you go, got it.
Automatically will be awarded first place.
Now you can probably imagine all the amazing things you could do with Mario. I mean, you could have him in his little fire suit where he's wearing white. You could have him dressed like a raccoon or the frog or the cat. All the different things that Mario has done. The same with Luigi. You could do him from Luigi's Mansion where he has the little vacuum on his back. There's just endless potential. Now, again, sorry that I put both of these into one. I just feel like they have to be on the list. Maybe I'm not as excited for them per se, but I still would absolutely love it just because I love Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I have enjoyed those games so much. Will this ever actually happen? I don't think so. And the reason I don't is because we already have Nintendo involved in the amiibo sector. That's totally their thing. They invented that. And it's almost in a way, I think, a little bit in competition with Funko. A lot of people have amiibos sitting on their shelf that are in packages just like this. They never even take them out to use for the game. So, you know, they're in competition. I can see why they wouldn't join Funko to make some awesome products. Now, coming in at number 3, this one's a little more obscure, so I probably won't spend as much time on it because I don't know how many people have watched this show, but it's one that I absolutely love, and that is Mob Psycho 100. It just has so much charm to it. If you've ever seen One Punch Man, it's actually, I think, the same creator, same writer, something like that. I don't know, same people involved in both. So it's the same type of animation It's hilarious. Every single character in the show is just funny, and you root for them and you really like them. Plus, the animation for those fight scenes is incredible. When Mob goes full 100, oh my gosh. And that actually brings this up. Look, if they made a Mob pop, you could do a Chase variant of him when he's at his full 100. I mean, like, look, hey, start sending me royalties. And the reason I think that we haven't seen it is because not as many people have watched the show. I feel like if we were going to see pops for it, we probably would have seen them by now. It's just that little obscure show that I absolutely love. And I think the character's hilarious. I just want to see it in pop form. It would be so cool. We have all these other anime pops. Why not Mob Psycho 100? There's got to be enough people out there that want to get those, right? I don't know. Mob Psycho 100. Make it happen. Now on to number 2 on my list of pops that don't exist, but I wish did. And this is also a video game. I absolutely love this video game. I played a ridiculous amount of it. When I told my friends I did, they were like, yeah, bro, I like watching movies too. So it was a little bit of a burn. But this game is Red Dead Redemption. Now, specifically Red Dead Redemption 2. We could also get Red Dead Redemption 1 pops. That would be so cool. But I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I can imagine Arthur Morgan in this tiny little pop form with his little beard and his little angry face and his little cowboy hat. It's adorable. Man, why haven't they done that? Rockstar doesn't want those pops. So many people would buy those. And you know what? I have a great idea. Hear me out here. All right, hear me out here. If you've played the game, you know where this is coming from. They could make a Chase variant of Micah Bell with a bullet in his head. Ha! It's pretty dark. That's actually really dark. You could do so many things. Dutch, Micah, Uncle, the other one, Charles, the other person. I haven't played it in a while. I don't know. There's so many things you could do with it, though. Red Dead Redemption 2. I want it done. Now, the number 1 pop that I wish existed but doesn't, man, oh man, what would I give? This is actually, now, I know we already have, I'm going to say it. People are probably going to like turn off the video when they hear this. But look, hear me out. Pokemon anime pops. I know we already have so many Pokemon pops, and I'm sure more are going to come out. But look, they're just the Pokemon. There's none of the actual characters. I mean, think about it. If you had Ash Ketchum, Brock, Misty, you could even move on to the other generations until you get to like Dawn and, I don't know, May and all the other people that were in. Look, it's been a while, all right? I haven't watched Pokemon in a really, really long time.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You could even have different versions of Ash where he's moving from Gen 1 to Gen 2 to Gen 3 to Gen 4. And you know, he changes his hat like once every 3 years or whatever. So you could have him put on a different hat and have a different box designs. I can see in my head right now that first generation box, and they design it like the toys that came out around that time. You know, that red and yellow and blue box that's just iconic. It would look so cool. And like I said, you could have Brock and Misty and Dawn and May and everybody else. You could even have James and Jesse. You could have just, oh my gosh, there's so much potential. They could even then take it into the games and make like Trainer Red a character. They could go on and use the little sprites that you have from Gen 2, Gen 3. Just how cool would it be if they actually made characters from the show rather than just the Pokemon? Now, I love the Pokemon pops. I absolutely do. I'm probably going to get into those and start collecting them. I don't have any in my collection right now. But it would just be so cool. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 pops I wish existed. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, liking, or even leave a comment. Please let me know what pops you would like to see exist, or let me know what you think about my picks. I would love to read any and every comment. This is a young channel. I'm doing my best to make videos as quality as I can, and I promise you more and more content's going to be coming out, and it's going to get better. So like I said, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I hope I've earned that from you, and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Benjamin, and this is Retro Marmot Collectibles. See you next time.